historic today, so trying a little bit of a schedule change this week compared to what we did last week. I want to get some historic in on the regular. Last week we did 3 days of all standard and then 1 day of all historic. This week I'm spreading it out a little bit, and we're going to do historic at the start of each arena segment. So we'll do 1 historic deck each day we're doing arena, and then a number of standard decks afterwards. Gannon, thank you for the 2/3 of the year support. I appreciate that. Welcome back. I think a little variety is good. I think spreading it out over the course of days, multiple days, might get them a little bit more views. People are interested in the content, so we'll see. I'll look at the metrics, and I'll probably be something I collect feedback on at the quarterly sub-survey at the end of March. That's still a ways off, so if you have thoughts on it in the meantime, feel free to ping me. M0s, thank you for the 11 months. Welcome back. I think there is Punchworthy, but I don't know what that entails. We can chat in Discord about it later tonight, once I'm offline. Anywho, this deck, so red, white, feather. Feather here refers to Feather Redeemed. Powerful card that says whenever you target one of your creatures with an instant or sorcery spell, you basically get that spell back at the end of your turn. Today we're trying out Hero of Nyxborn. We had tried this out in a standard variation of Feather, and the standard variation of Feather was definitely much weaker than this build, in large part because it lost Reckless Rage. So I'm interested to see how this feels here today. One thing that is a scotch awkward about this card with Feather in Pioneer and Pioneer Historic, these older formats where we get Reckless Rage, is that this doesn't have a 3rd point of toughness. So this is not a card we can really use with Reckless Rage super efficiently. However, it does also give us a 1/1, so we can like kill the 1/1 with our Reckless Rage if we really need to in a pinch. But I think that's definitely something that's worth noting. This build in particular too is also like trying to play Skyknight Vanguard. So I think there's a chance that while these threats might be okay, the fact that they're threats that explicitly don't work fantastically with Reckless Rage might make them not good enough. Interested to see how that plays out here in some of these matches. Definitely something I'm going to want to be thinking about while we play. Oh, I've got a... Right. I was like, why is there a zombies deck? We didn't finish that set. I need to drop it and claim my prizes. No, you feel free to ask Pioneer questions. I'm just not doing Pioneer this morning because I had to start late. I'll be doing Pioneer all day tomorrow. That's true too. There are Girds in the main deck, which make Reckless Rage a little bit better. I have not had any submissions. I've not had any submissions for, hey, Derp Facings for 10 months. I've not had any submissions for decks from over the weekend for Pioneer or otherwise. This is a mulligan. Like our average 6 has 3 spells and 3 lands, which obviously means we're going to get an unkeepable 6, but... Alright, yeah, this is fine. Not amazing, but fine. I think I go ahead and bottom a Feather here in the dark, because these are castable. Feather's also legendary. Thoughts on the PTs this weekend? I didn't really watch much of it. No, not really. The coverage was at inconvenient times. And like Jake, we had a Cub Scout thing Saturday night. I don't know. I feel like there's a good chance Pioneer shifts and moves again after these couple of events. I don't know what is it actually the same text? A lot of times when people say stuff like that, they're like, it's the same. It's not actually the same. Hero of the Pride. Creatures you control get 1/1. It is actually just cheaper. I don't know, maybe the extra body is relevant. Like the fact that it's a card that like pumps all your creatures and like the other one comes with a creature is a big deal. Dimir Inverter was 5 out of 8 in the Nagoya top 8. It was 4 out of 4 in the Team Constructed event top 8 too, right? We've been together too long. My girlfriend's getting jealous. I keep telling her it's nothing serious, but we know better. Thanks for the 19 months, boy toy. Hope life's treating you well. Exodia, the cooked one. You know, it's funny. My 4 and 5-year-old actually have been watching Yu-Gi-Oh! Recently. Thank you for the brand new Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome to Hoglandia. We just started Pathfinder. I've been live for like 10 minutes. I think Red-White will perform better than Naya. I don't know. I really like Naya in this format. Paradise Druid feels good. Gazi MTG, thank you for the 14 months. Welcome back. Wow, hello there. Thank you for the 19 months. Good to have you back. There's an updated version of Annex Oven. Hey, it sounds good, Stecco. Yeah, and obviously it's going to be, you know, probably a week or so before I play your deck. So feel free, if you keep tuning and changing between now and then, you can just update it at that link. And the night before I play your deck, I'll just grab the latest version from there. So as always, so long as you don't change the archetype that you've submitted, always encourage people to keep tuning and changing between when they submit and when I play something. Hey, Punchworthy, if you're at a place where it's convenient for you to do it, you want to bit.ly link that command, just so it's not like a giant obnoxious Google Doc link. You know, Ziggs, if I'm being honest, I held off sharing that I was playing it for so long because I was like hoping they would hoping they would sponsor me, but their people didn't message me back. And like, their game's good, so I wanted to tweet about it. Like, it's a genuinely good game. Odin, thanks for the 2 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Is the stream decker updated with the current deck? I mean, there's one way to find out. Exclamation point deck. Doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like it's updated. This Hellkite, huh? I think the fact that we've missed a bunch of land drops here probably means we're dead. Although God's Willing is going to go a long way here, huh? Hey, thanks, Rad. Will do. You just gotta pace yourself, Ziggs. Gotta pace it. Once you get into like the mid game in Raid, like a lot of what you do is like grinding dungeons and stuff on auto, so like you can kind of play it while half idle, which is nice. All right, so I think my plan is to go block, and then die to Embercleave. Hey, Pure Punker, thank you for the 3/4 of a year. Welcome back. Yeah, the first 6-star makes grinding go quicker too, because you can like grind on higher difficulties to get more experience per run. Yeah, in the event they had nothing here, I was going to be in a good spot. But, okay, they cleaved the thing that Feather's blocking. That might mean this God's Willing gets us out of this. So I get to pro-green this. Scry, not looking for that. If we, so the way Protection and Trample works, I actually don't take damage here, which is great. From this, sorry, so obviously I'm taking 5, 6, 7 here, but that dies, we bounce here. If we can find a copy of Reckless Rage, we might be able to kill them here. Yeah, the fact that they didn't just like, was the sword on the Hellkite lethal? The sword on the Hellkite would have been plus 6 damage, right? Or plus 7 damage, they would have put me to 1. So if they would have just like attacked with this and put the sword on the Hellkite, we'd have died. don't know, maybe they were afraid of Reckless Rage? So, God's Willing during my upkeep because I want to scry 1 twice. That is not Reckless Rage. Reckless Rage. Some things die while others feel the pain. Reckless Rage. Do 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 boo boo boo. Oh, I think we're just dead here. Yeah, no Reckless Rage in the top. God, how many cards did we put on the bottom? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I mean, you could probably also argue that this deck is misbuilt because there's not 4 Reckless Rages in the main deck. Like, we haven't had a Reckless Rage in, like, over 20 cards, but, like, we're also not playing 4 of them in this build for whatever reason. Is, like, worth noting. Want to put a stop on their second main phase. That way I can cast these spells before they come back. I have no idea what this attack is. I mean, I'm not complaining, I'll take it, but like I have no idea what this attack is. Alright, so again, during my upkeep, I'm going to go ahead and do this. And this time I'm going to go pro-green. So that way they have to chump block with their dragon. Man. Alright, that's Gird for battle. Reckless Rage. Do 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 do. Some things die while others feel the pain. Do do do. Alright, so this is pro green, so they have to block with the Hellkite. If they want to block it. And if they don't block it, they die. Is 100 bit stat a point to a deck, yep. I don't have lethal because they have a Hellkite. I can force them to chump with the Hellkite though. If they don't block with Hellkite here, we go spell, 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 and this gives 1 attack, so it'll be +4 here and they'll die. We definitely should have lost this game. If my opponent had taken a more aggressive position, we would have certainly lost. They gave us an inch and we took a mile. What even is the auto tapper? I look at this and I ask myself, what even is the auto tapper? Just like, hey, Carmenova, thank you for the very generous tier 3 resub. I appreciate the 27 months at that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Mr. Silicon coming in hot with the 3 years of support. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Impromptu, thank you for the 11 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. I would not 16-star any equipment unless they're 5 stars, Rhino. Whoa! Dump all the bits I got into 4 or 5 color demonic pack. Thank you, Stiggy. I appreciate the absurd support. I appreciate you keeping me around. Ian, thank you for the 47 months. Picked up Keys' combo and Pioneer, and I don't know if I'm sideboarding wrong. But I never bring in Narset. She's there for Phoenix. Phoenix and control decks. It might not be necessary. Sideboard's definitely in flux. That format's going to change a lot. One more for a brand new badge indeed. Almost to a castle of your own in Hoaglandia. This is definitely a Reckless Rage matchup. Sheltering Light's very good here. So God Dwelling was fine there. But we actually want to trim one of them in this matchup in large part because they're a Questing Beast deck. And this card is not happy while Questing Beast is in play. Is it possible I want Lava Coil as well? I feel like it is. Phalanx Tactics is like a fine pump spell, but I think I want to be a little bit more interactive on the draw. I have 21 creatures. I think 20 creatures is kind of like the golden number in this deck. You don't really want to go below 20 in my experience. In fact, I might want to go down to 20 with this Moment of Triumph. Man, this stupid fridge chat. I think we're gonna have to call and get the fridge made. It's nothing's working out lately. Alright, hold on. Moment. Alright, we smacked the fridge on the top and it stopped making a noise. We'll see if that keeps up. You don't hear it? Well, it stopped now. Yeah, we just took it, we gave it a smack, and the fan jumped back into place. Percussion maintenance. I have never heard of that one before, but that's great. I'm gonna use that one again in the future. Three-foot drop test. I've heard drop test is what I've heard before. Drop test is vernacular I've used. A fan or something in the tops has started making a whirling noise last week. And I power cycled it and it kept doing it, but smacking it seems to do the trick for the time being. The fridge is like yes than a year old though. So like I'm kind of annoyed that it's like already having issues. Alright, so we're going to lead on Dreadhorde Arcanist, because next turn we can go, like, Legionnaire into Strike, potentially. I would prefer to not have to show, like, violence to my fridge every day, though. Decided you're pretty cool, so I'll keep coming back. Inhuman Rabbit, thank you for not only coming back, but giving me that absurd level of support. Thank you for the tier 3 and for the 3rd month of that. Hope you are having a wonderful Monday wherever you are in the world. Alright, so you think I shock Legionnaire pass, and then, like, they're going to play Questing Beast, so we're going to be really sad, but they don't have Questing Beast. We're in an okay spot here. I guess Cleave is also bad for us. Ember Cleave and Questing Beast are the two cards we're looking to dodge at the moment. Yeah, so Questing Beast is really bad for us for the reason we stated earlier. This card, protection doesn't work while Questing Beast is in play, is the TLDR. So we're gonna go, oh my god, I punted. Alright, well now we're dead. I was going to say we could Defiant Strike and then block, but I had the Defiant Strike first because it can't be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less. I don't know, I don't think it really mattered. I think we were dead there regardless, but I have 66,630 shillings. How do I get 36? I don't know that you can. I don't know that you can. Hey, Schwartzword, thank you for the 5 months of support. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Hope you're having a good one wherever you are. Think we lead on Skyknight Vanguard just because it starts pumping out threats. I don't know if this card is worth playing. I feel like this card's probably a good example of like playing a mediocre card to try and make our card that's like already fine better. Like the individual quality of that card is definitely a bit suspect. This is actually really good for us. So I get to go block. Moment of Triumph. Gobble, gobble. Trading 1 mana for their play there is real good. That was an excellent draw. I get to attack with these. Get to do this. Actually, you know what? I punted. I definitely should have like girded for battle there, I think. Just like double if I double gird there, it's plus 6. Yeah, I should have just double girded there, I think. None of text on questing backs remind me of the quest I accepted. Insert RPG here and just take me back to the objective. You know, sometimes I really miss Morrowind. Does anybody, I'm sure some of the other folks in chat played Morrowind growing up, right? Where the game was like, just like the super vague, like, don't really know what you're supposed to be doing or where you're supposed to be going. Just like the old zero hand holding. Go, where are you going? I don't know, go west and find a town, and somebody in that town will tell you approximately where you're supposed to be going and why. Alright, we're gonna put the flashback on this on Dreadhorde, so that way this can't eat it. There's a cave west of Baltimore, figure it out. Yeah. What's fast travel? Gotta hop on the Silt Strider, whatever it was called. This game's a good example of why, while this deck is called Feather, there's a good possibility it's just supposed to be called the 10th District Legionnaire deck. Legionnaire is definitely the best card in here. Alright, so they're dead. Reckless Rage! Some things die while others feel the pain. Reckless Rage! Yeah, I remember we got a copy of Morrowind as a free game with my NVIDIA 5200 graphics card. And we just had, like, no idea what we were supposed to do because it just didn't guide you at all. And, like, we came back to it a few years later. And, like, you could tell, for those of you that don't remember, if you remember Morrowind, you probably remember, but, like, the 5200's old enough that they've almost looped back around to that number on their current graphics card generation. Westlake, thank you for the 14 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Oh, we got the Hero of Nyxborn promo, chat. We got the Hero of Nyxborn promo. Oh, wait. These constructed events are so whale unfriendly. So, like, we just got the borderless option for this card, but I actually can't add it to my deck mid-constructed event. So even though I've earned my prize, I don't get to play with my prize until this event is done. What a tilter. What a tilter. Should we drop to add the cosmetic? Maybe. Fourth Reckless Rage. Fourth Reckless Rage might be a real consideration. We do have the fourth Rage in the sideboard. But my value, chat. I'm so happy we added the minus 500 emote. I feel like it's going to be the most used emote on this channel easily. Disposable hero. Closer and closer to the practice sword than the real thing indeed. Thank you for the 4 months. Welcome back. RPG Fun, thank you for the 2/3 VR. I appreciate that, Prime. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. Am I just supposed to stomp their face? I think I'm just supposed to stomp their face. I feel like games now lean into more trying to show you everything you spent your money on, weighing challenge against casual enjoyment. It's a hard line to walk. Nobody wants to pay $60 to be too bad at a game experience, but at the same time, we get to a point where victory doesn't feel satisfying because it was handed to you. Yeah, I agree, Master Neo. I also think, like, while I just sung the praise about Morrowind, that I have fine memories of it, I also genuinely enjoyed playing Skyrim as a game, like when I played Skyrim. So like definitely think there's something to be said for like I'm not certain that like if I bought Morrowind today I would enjoy it as much as I enjoyed it back then, if that makes sense. And part of that is probably too because like I just have less time today than I had once upon a time too, right? Was this a good draw? I feel like it might have been above average. A lot of people learn that feeling booting up Classic WoW. Yeah, I bet. Yeah, I played like the crap out of Morrowind as a kid, and then like didn't really enjoy Oblivion, and then I didn't touch Skyrim till like, I don't know, 5 or 6 years after it was released, and I really enjoyed it then. They're gonna die like really quickly here, huh? Are they dead actually? This is 13? I think it's actually 13. Alright, that was slick. Didn't get ritual asserted. Fist bump. So like they played a Phoenix. So like what does Phoenix mean? Or Phoenix. They played Sphinx. So what does like Sphinx mean for what I think they could possibly be playing? I don't know. Yeah, like, they played fires. I guess the question is more specifically with fires, what I'm searching out is, like, what fires deck are they? Like, am I expecting Cavaliers out of them, or should I be expecting Planeswalkers? I feel like I want to err on the side of Planeswalkers and not have this to start, but maybe it's worth keeping some of these in because they're probably on 4-mana Nicol Bolas. It's like maybe I keep a pair of these because it's good against Sphinx and 4-mana Nick. I think I could buy that. This is 21 creatures plus 2 Planeswalkers that are basically creatures. Let's give this setup a try. Built Vanity Fear combo on paper. What's good use for tokens copies of Nightmare Shepherds? You can just, if you double sleeve your deck, you can use the card and pull it out of the sleeve. I guess that doesn't always, no, that should work, right? You can also print overlays off your computer that just like have 1/1 that you like put over the top of them. I've seen people do that too. I think I'm just in for, like, every threat possible in this matchup. They're going to have a lot of discard removal and potentially sweepers, so just want all the threat density. Nah, I think we mostly just don't care about fires. I think we just, like, let them have their fires and try and kill them. I don't think we want to be, like, super interactive in this matchup. I missed a point of lifelink. I apologize. Gideon's a great threat to deploy here because it doesn't die to Ritualist it. One of the things to know about Twitch when you ask about the sound quality is that generally when you're experiencing poor sound quality, it means that Twitch is downscaling the audio for just you in particular. One of the first things Twitch tries to scale down to save resources if you're having bandwidth limitations is the audio quality. So, like, they kind of need a sweeper here, and even if they have the sweeper, we're still in a pretty okay spot, right? Because we got, like, 5 cards left in our hand.
Once again. You have no weakness I cannot exploit.
Alright, you have a ritual set? You do not? Okay, so we're going to lose Defiant Strike here almost assuredly. We'll deploy this so we can try and get it back. Not putting anything else out here. They need a Ritualist already. No reason to play more into it. No reason to play into a Chandra. Niv Mizzet. Okay, that's pretty scary. That makes my Defiant Strike markedly worse. Gosh, are we dead? I kind of feel like we're dead, huh? I don't know this attack was particularly good. I feel like I don't have time to sit around and figure it out, though. If this hits my face, that's really bad, because it implies they drew Ritualist, so we want them to kill my creatures here. Yeah, I assume we're dead. I guess another Defiant Strike, we might not just be dead. I suppose if they don't have a blocker here, and I draw an untapped land, I get to go... Okay. So, God's Willing is lethal. And we get a couple of draws at it. They've played 2 spells. Alright, yeah, so they're dead to God's Willing. And we get like 5 looks at it. I love this archetype. This archetype's so good. Just you love to see it, chat. You love to see it. And hey, they're playing Hearthstone, so they're dead. Smack your face. And like, you know, talking about things that seem good, bad, or otherwise, a big part of why we were in a position to draw God's Willing and win that game was because of the Phalanx guy, right? That like pumped our squad up extra and gave us a good attack. Ninja Dave, thank you for the 13 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Gary Pax, thanks for the quarter of a year. Thanks for keeping me here for another month. Yes, fine, right? Fetch Mountain, play some threats out. I guess I should technically wait on that so they don't know what colors we are before they start. Hey, did Demolisher, thank you for the 2 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Combat Muffin CA, thank you for the 5 months. You're having a wonderful one wherever you are. You know, even after doing this as a job for a little bit now, like I've been doing this as a full-time gig for like 1.5 years and streaming longer than that, like when I actually take 2 days off over a weekend and like my sub count drops by like 350, 400 points, it's like still very nerve-wracking. Like in my mind somewhere, I know a lot of people are gonna resub come Monday, but just like idly checking the dashboard in between days is just like, it's like, oh no, what if they don't come back? Hey, Beefcakes, thank you for the 3/4 of a year. Welcome back. All right, so they're going to get to flip this next turn. Is Feather too slow for Pioneer? It's not actually totally reasonable. Feather is one of the many decks that you can find on the website. Yep. Yeah, it's one of those things, like, yeah, anyone who's a freelancer can almost certainly relate, right? Like, there's definitely a little bit of a danger of, like, you know, you work more, you can make more, but, like, you also have to have, like, healthy non-work life, too. Yeah, I agree, Hogwild. Like I said, most all of them come back, like, come Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, but, like, the number does dip. It's one of those things where just, like, psychologically, you know, like, even if you know it's likely to come back up, you're still like, eh. I wonder if this is a matchup we're going to be able to win without seeing a Reckless Rage. They're going to gain a lot of life, and, like, this keeps putting Dorks into play. This could be another game where, like, Hero of Nyxborn ends up being very good. If they want to flip this over, they have to let me kill their Soul Warden, which is nice. Like, do you want to flip Legion's Landing? Is it worth trading a Soul Warden to flip Legion's Landing? I mean, we played against the Inverter deck a bunch last week, so it's like not really a new thing from the tournament. Like it was a very much a known entity going into the weekend. I think the archetype is very reasonable. Very comparable to Splinter Twin style decks that we've seen in other formats. The old 2-card combo. Yeah, Soul Warden was one of the first batch of 20 direct to historic cards. So I'm really excited to see this format develop some more as we not only have more standard rotations, but also have further ooh, that's great. What's the word I'm searching for? But also just have further, like, direct to historic sets printed. Yeah, like, a number of people have talked about, like, as they add Pioneer to Arena, like, will Pioneer and Historic merge? And honestly, as we get more historic anthologies, I bet we'll see them deviate more and more. And that's genuinely a good thing. Like, there's a lot of people, like, who just don't seem to get that, like, Magic's biggest selling point is the fact that it's a game that plays in a variety of ways. And, like, those variety of play patterns are, like, really important to the long-term health of the game. Cream of Extreme, thank you for the 16 months. Welcome back. I appreciate that. All right, I think I'm just going to Reckless Rage at the end of turn here. I think I'm going to offer the trade of Hero for both of their creatures here. I think I'm okay with that. We're going to Defiant Strike this and pump up the squad. Squad goals, chat. Squad goals. That's really unfortunate. To be fair, Marty, I think part of what you're experiencing or saying you don't like will kind of come to Historic if Historic ever gets more support. I think cards with deep card pools tend to skew more towards combo decks than fair decks. Which is ideally why Standard just stays good all of the time. Which is like a tall order for Wizards, it seems. But like, ideally, we should just like have consistently good Standard formats. Alright, so this was an incredibly good draw. Because if I don't kill Soul Warden here, each of these attacking gains them life, which means Heliod really would mess us up. Managing a top 2 of a local SCG IQ, playing Bant Stoneblade in Modern. But I think I managed Magic Wisdom and the stream is background every day. Hey, congrats on the finals appearance, Moriari. And finals, if I recall correctly, SCG IQs give you the invite on just making the finals now, right? So you're gonna get to go play in an invitational. It's very sweet. Those are fun tournaments. Yeah, nice. Bulletproof Pope, thank you for the 35 months. Welcome back, I appreciate it. All right, so I'm in for all the removal here. Sheltering Light doesn't seem particularly good. Phalanx Tactics, they go pretty wide too. Maybe this is just fine. I'd rather have Phalanx Tactics or Gird for battle. I think I'd rather have Gird. I'm gonna trim these. Gonna have Reckless Rage before the tokens entered. Yeah, that's true. It's a good observation, Zach. I can control the order in which those triggers stack. Seems odd that there hasn't been a major Standard tournament yet. I mean, there was a team tournament for SCG this past weekend, right? The SCG this past weekend was Standard, Pioneer, Modern. We've not had a second right build around. I don't know that card's really competitive. You explain what a CTQ is in the NRG series. So the points for the NRG series are relevant if you're going to be playing in a bunch of those tournaments. So they have an end of year culminating tournament where players from each of their weekend events get qualified for that tournament, but there's also like at-large bids from players collecting points throughout the course of a year. All right, I think we're just dead here. Hey, Drakios. Well, it's good to have you here. I often say people don't quit Magic; they just take breaks. So you'll be well primed being here for whenever your break is done. Yeah, I just can't put anything together here. There, maybe we need to mulligan for removal. Like their linear draw, their good linear draws just run us down. Can't confirm, just got over to your break. Yep. And honestly, so like that idea that people don't really quit Magic, they just take breaks. In my opinion, that's one of the things that makes Magic's non-rotating format so popular, and it's why Pioneer will be popular too, is because like anybody who's playing Pioneer now, like if they have cards for Pioneer and they take a break, they can come back and likely most of the cards that they were playing in Pioneer will still be legal, 2, 3, 4 years from now. Whereas like Standard, if you even take a 6-month break or a 3-month break, you often don't really have a good feeling of what's going on when you come back. So non-rotating formats can really appeal to people that don't want to like keep up with stuff like that, or that need to like take time off and go do other things in life and then come back when life's not so busy. You can play Pioneer and take the school year off or take the summer off and then come back at the end and still know that you're going to get to play Magic and enjoy yourself. Thanks for the 17 months, Anarok. I appreciate that. Welcome back. And that strength of those non-rotating formats that's Magic's greatest strength as a game. It's something that Runeterra and Hearthstone and all these other games, they just can't do because they don't have the card pool and the format depth that Magic has. And I really think the biggest failure on Wizards' part with regard to Arena has come in large part due to their failure to lean into that strength, and instead they treat it like an annoyance that distracts people from Standard. They really need to realize that their depth of formats is one of their greatest strengths, not something that's annoying and makes them less money. Yeah, that's probably would get fined for that. Thanks for the 2/3 of a year, Striker. So I think with this and this, I lead on this, and then next turn can go Legionnaire, Defiant Strike, Flashback, Defiant Strike. Hey, Summonese, thank you for the brand new Prime support. Striker, thanks for the 2/3 of a year. Welcome, folks. Happy Monday. I was actually really surprised. My Jacob just was like completely fine. I was expecting him to not be happy at the dentist, but like he was just like perfectly fine. And Declan was really funny. We're getting ready to leave for the dentist this morning, and Declan's like, I want to go first. And we like got there, and he just locked up, was like, nope, not doing it. So Christy and Jake went first, and then Declan was fine after seeing them go. I think I just hold on to Reckless Rage for now, because in the event they have a Pride Mate. No, I guess I should have used it, huh? Because this can just protect Pride Mate. Speaking of the strength and depth of format, Magic had the energy decision to cut Standard. Has looked really good in respect to those circuits. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, so, Maybe I should have just killed this. I'm not sure I can beat this card. Yeah, I feel like I got very lucky, Smit Uga. Like, so I moved out of my parents' house when I was 17 to live on my own, and like from 17 to like 22 or so, I didn't visit a dentist and didn't have any major lasting issues as a result. So, because children are hilarious, the dentist was talking to Jacob because he's almost 6. Actually, Jacob's birthday is in 6 days, so he'll be 6 in 6 days. And they were talking to him about how he's going to lose his baby teeth. And he says to her, yes, I'm going to lose my baby teeth and then I will grow human teeth. And I just couldn't keep it together. I just like, kids are just so funny sometimes. All right, so looking to draw a feather here. Should have kept the other Dreadhorde Arcanist, I guess. Well, I have a giant monster at least. The scrying power in this archetype is just so unreal. Now the problem here is they have Castle to start pumping out poopers, and like their poopers gain them 2 every turn. Thoughts on Crocs? I think Crocs is great. If you want to find my preferred Black-Red Aristocrats deck, you can find that up on my website now. You click Standard Decks. I think Crocs is a really good addition. There's actually, I don't think we're going to get to it this week because it's a little bit further down in the queue, but I had someone submit a really interesting take on Red-Black Aristocrats that's playing Ashiok in the main, which seems quite fantastic. Like, Ashiok as a way to enable that seems pretty reasonable. So they can't quite activate this, right? So I get attack with this still. How does insurance work in the USA? In the Netherlands, it's not possible to not have insurance. You pay $100 for an adult a month, and the money gets back in your income. In the USA, you can walk around without insurance. So this is, to give you context, Ivo, and this is why you should feel the burn and vote blue to save America in 2020. My family is very lucky, and my wife works as a business analyst for a major insurance company, and we have what's considered very good health insurance. Between my wife and her employer, they spend over $20,000 per year for the health insurance my family is lucky enough to have. $20,000 per year. And we are very fortunate to have what we have. It sounds wrong because it is wrong. And the reason why things like that are so expensive is because those companies have CEOs that make millions and millions of dollars. And it's a billion-dollar industry profiting off people who are sick. And it's morally reprehensible and wrong. All right, so they get to pump out a thing I can never kill, probably. But if they do down-tick this, I at least get to kill it with Feather. So I've got that going for us. And if we find a Reckless Rage, we can actually kill it, right? So we need to find a third Reckless Rage. Well, they need 35 for a Johnny to 0. So. Hey, Nivek, thank you for the 17 months. Welcome back. I'm not sure that we can beat this this on the back of this with these two. The deck our opponent's playing is one of the other decks you can find on my website for Historic. And I think it's very, very good, not only in Standard, but also Historic. Yeah, now that it's over 8, we're gonna need Like God's Willing. Okay. Okay, God's Willing here not only lets us keep their health total in check a little bit, but it gives us a lot of scrying power, which is great. I mean, we're not like, this is like the bare minimum to draw to like stay in the game. We're not even in a good spot here. So like, one thing you'll want to make sure to do that I just did here, you'll notice I just put a stop on my opponent's second main phase. The reason for this is I want to cast this during their second main phase, that way I get it back at their end of turn. How much is $20,000 in terms of stuff and electricity? The poverty line in the United States is like $31,000 per year. If you make like 60 to 80 grand a year in the Midwest where I live, that's considered a reasonable middle class lifestyle. I'm at 15, right? Am I just dead if they attack with everything? I don't think so. I think they're short. Yes, and that's national too. It's definitely regional. Like what you can afford to live in one place is very different than in another. Oh, if they sack bounty, they gain a life. Oh yeah, that's true. That would make this a 14. I think we are actually dead on board. Oh yeah, we're dead because they can because that costs some mana. If they attack with everything, am I dead? Yeah, if they attack with everything, I'm exactly dead if I have nothing. They don't have mana to castle and pro white. They can't do both. I think this is my opponent missed lethal here. Well, I guess they could be playing around this being a card. Like if this was a Reckless Rage, they could get in a lot of trouble here, so they're just being conservative. Take a lesson from my opponent potentially losing this game to being overly conservative, chat. Don't vote for Joe Biden. Don't vote for a centrist. Vote progressive. Another God's Willing. That doesn't save me, right? That doesn't save me, so we're gonna bottom it. Wombat Combat, thanks for the 17 months. Welcome back. They definitely could have waited a turn. I think their play is just wrong. I think they either should have tried to kill me, not playing around this being a card, or they should have waited a turn to kill me guaranteed the next turn. Ines, thank you for re-upping that Prime Support. I appreciate that. Welcome back. If you ask for a loaf, you may get a slice. If you ask for a slice, you're bound to get crumbs. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. All right, so we get 2 more Scry ones here. Looking for that Reckless Rage. 2 more Scry ones in a draw step. Come on, hit me, dealer. All right, one last shot. It's the chance to roll. I believe we have died. Looks like we've died. I guess they could maybe play around this again. Like, they played around this being a card last turn, so like maybe they do it again. Nope, it's a good draw. Woof. I think that matchup's pretty challenging for us. Perhaps it's a sign that we want some actual hard removal in the sideboard. So like the Naya version of Feather gets to play Domri's Ambush, and we have bigger creatures, so Domri's Ambush is kind of like hard removal in that build. Whereas like this deck doesn't have any of that. We've just got Lava Coil, Bonecrusher, and Reckless Rage. So like when things get out of rage range, we have a hard time keeping them around. What about Justice Strike? Maybe. Could see that being okay. the standard list and the SCG thing available somewhere? Yeah, it should be up on the SCG website. SCG just like redid their entire website in a way that's awful though, so don't ask me where offhand now. Hopefully it's still on the front page. StarCityGames.com. I don't see deck lists available. Okay, yeah, there we go. There we go. If you scroll down, it's on the right side of their page. It says deck database. It's broken up by format very cleanly. Hey, look at that. Hey, Fimmelbob. Thank you for the 5 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Hey, appreciate you dropping that off even for your busy day. J Ray, thank you for the 1.5 years. Smells like kisses. Reckless rage. Some things die while others feel the pain. Reckless rage. Getting a little punished for bottoming the third land. I agree, Stormbreath Dragon. I had low expectations for Theros Standard, and it thoroughly exceeded them. Did not expect it to do a whole lot going in, and it kind of blew all my expectations away. I'm honestly just very impressed with how much a single set could change the standard format. Alright, well, we're definitely keeping Defiant Strike, because it's like a free pump. Do I own any tracts of land in Hoaglandia? You do! The map signifies the marking of your land in Hoaglandia. And at 48 months, if the 4-year badge, you get a castle to put on your land. We're starting off with Historic Zenate. So something I'm trying this week that's different than what we did last week is that last week I did all Historic on one day. This week we're starting the arena segment each day with Historic. So rather than having a bunch of standard, bunch of standard, bunch of Historic, bunch of standard, we're doing a little bit of Historic, bunch of standard, little bit of Historic, bunch of standard, etc. Although, as a heads up, tomorrow is Tuesday. My Tuesday streams moving forward are going to be shorter because I take Jake to a class on Tuesday afternoons, Tuesday evenings. So Tuesdays are going to be our all Pioneer Day. But the other 4 days of the week, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, will be Historic into Standard. What is Jake learning at his class? So something some folks might have heard when Jake is poked in over the weekends is that my older son has a bit of a speech delay. So Tuesdays afternoons, I take him to a speech therapy class at the local college in town. All right, so is it crazy to just go bottom here and like keep these with feather? I think that's the line. That's 2-drop is great here. Just like hoping to draw a third land in our next 2 draws that are untapped. Yeah, he has an IEP at school where he gets some attention for it, but the normally like going to like a clinic for speech therapy is like incredibly expensive, like hundreds of dollars per hour. The college in town where we live has a speech pathology program though, so they like work with people who are working on their master's degrees there, and it's much cheaper. I think it's like 40 or 50 bucks an hour as opposed to hundreds. I think I just play feather here. Try and get this going. If they don't kill feather, the Reckless Rage will just run them into the ground, hopefully. Uro, yep. I feel like the land bases, even in 2-color aggro decks and standard and historic, feel clunky. Do you think they're going to improve soon? It depends on if they want them to improve, is the answer to that question. Is it covered by insurance? So it counts against our deductible, but the insurance doesn't pay for it. So like it gets billed to the insurance, and that comes out of, just to give, we're talking about healthcare in the United States, to give you other insight. Your healthcare doesn't even cover everything in the United States at over $20,000 per year. They reject or only pay for certain things. And the way insurance works for people who live in countries where you have nationalized healthcare, a deductible is the amount of money you have to pay in a year before the insurance starts paying. So like, even though we pay them $20,000 per year, there's some number, I think it's $5,000 or $6,000 that you have to pay out of pocket before they start to cover stuff. Just, you know, something. Let's play one more with Feather here. I'm sorry, what? Yeah, when people, like, again, the fact, and other people who live in other countries at this point are like, when they hear about that things, they're like, why don't Americans riot in the streets over things like this? And the reason why Americans don't riot in the streets is because if you skip your job to partake in a peaceful protest for too long, you get fired from your job. And if you get fired from your job, you lose your health insurance and then you go broke if you get sick or your family gets sick. So, again, feel the burn. Vote blue to save America. Iowa caucuses start today. Let's flip this country around. Let's get it on the right track. Let's address climate change. Yeah, you can get fired for taking off of work. Is health insurance usually included in decent job packages? In some job packages. And more and like, so there's some regulations that like full-time jobs have to offer certain benefits in the United States, but more and more companies have discovered that they can just hire more part-time employees to get around paying benefits in a lot of instances. It's why, for example, when I was teaching as a college adjunct, a lot of colleges hired more adjuncts and less full-time faculty because adjuncts you didn't have to pay benefits to. Feather is a phenomenal draw here. Hopefully we can live to make it work. I appreciate the ads. Remind me to resubscribe. Thanks for taking the time to do that, Nick Bolas. Flame of Keld. That's, it's been a while since I've seen that one. This is red sources, do 2 extra down the line. Yep, you're good, Enya. So shillings, I don't always acknowledge in chat when there's a lot going on because they don't technically give me dollars. And there's a dashboard at the end that I can reference. So again, I'm casting this during my opponent's second main phase, and the reason for this timing is this way it goes back to my hand at their end of turn. We're just like hoping to draw Reckless Rage here, because all of these things are going to deal 2 extra damage next turn. What are my top 3 cards out of Theros? The 2 Titans, and then Elspeth Conquers Death. Do I have any pets? Do my kids count? I have a 5-year-old, and I have an almost 6-year-old and a 4.5-year-old. So we're not dead on board, but we're not in a great spot here. That's lethal, right? We need to fade a draw step here because each of these hit us for 8. I can technically draw Reckless Rage. It won't let me click on my creatures. Like, this is me left-clicking on this creature. And, like, why is the arrow, like, crooked and sideways and weird? All right, well, these people are great. Buy their stuff. You know, if you consider checking out my sponsors, we got BCW Supplies, Fancy Grimoire Deck Boxes, Card Sphere, Inked Gaming. God bless my M2 drive. Hopefully we reload before we time out of blockers. All right, well, I don't know what that was about, but, you know, here we are. Gotta draw Reckless Rage exactly here, or we're dead. Dead. That was a new one. I don't think I've ever seen that bug before. It was really weird. It, like, wouldn't let me click on my creature, and then, like, when it finally clicked, like, it was, like, awkward. I don't know exactly what's going on there. All right, Moment of Triumph's great. Lava Coil sounds fine. Raid sponsorship win. You know, honestly, at this point, I've probably brought in enough players for them for free that I don't know if they're going to give me money. If I'm being honest, I would settle for them giving me stuff, though. I'm probably gonna end up giving them money again at some point. So hopefully I can talk them into giving me free in-game stuff at some point. That's the goal, chat. Free stuff is wonderful. I was gonna give them dollars anyways. It's about the same. Just cuts out the tax man in the middle. I think I trimmed 2 of these just because it dies to shock. Wait, why does my deck not have any details in it? I think the person that responded to that tweet, Willem, just English was not their native language. I don't think based on the phrasing. And I think they just wanted to make clear in their response that they weren't paying me specifically to tweet that. That's another minus 500. It's funny. It's funny because it's sad. I think I keep the God's Willing here. There's a lot of details surrounding there's a lot of details surrounding stuff like that. I don't know too. Maybe they're a conservative company. They don't want to advertise with the Bleeding Heart Liberal. Who knows? I haven't Googled Polarium as a company. Maybe I should do that. Maybe I shouldn't if I won't like what I'll see. Revelry, thanks for the half a year of support. Welcome back. I don't think I jammed this. I think with God's Willing in hand, I just play this and pass. Hopefully this doesn't get us too far behind. Have a light up the stage here, another spectacle card. Hey, Kane's Indignation. Thank you for the 3/4 of a year of support. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Hope you're having a good one wherever you are. You think Bernie could actually make too much of a difference with a Republican Senate? Yeah, there's things you can do. There's things you can do with executive orders that are meaningful and worthwhile. I also think it's important just so much to talk about how much someone like Bernie winning would shift the overtone window as a whole in the United States. Like, even just think about what happened in the last 4 years in terms of how much we saw things move and change. Like, think of how many people are talking about Medicare for all on the various debate stages this year, and when Bernie was like the only one doing that in 2016. That shift is important. It's also important to recognize a number of people have correctly pointed out that there's a lot of even corporate Democrats that are opposed to Medicare for all, but it's also important to know that, like, if those corporate Democrats see Sanders win by a lot, they'll realize where the direction of this country is going in terms of what voters want, and some of them might change their tune because of that. All right, so we're just dead to a burn spell. Can't really play around that. I think I just go threat. Well, we died. All right, we went 3 and 2. Can I not claim my prizes? Are there not prizes? I thought there were prizes, but apparently Arena has decided I don't get prizes today. Hey, Black Sheep, thank you for the 3/4 of a year. Welcome back. Never Lucky. Thank you for the 1/3 of a year, Dr. Kitty. Love the content. Appreciate the YouTube being updated. Thanks for keeping me around. I appreciate you dropping your Prime off. Look at that. A mythic we didn't have. Feeling good. All right, as far as this build was concerned, I feel like this card is probably worth exploring some more. We definitely won games where this was going wide for us. That being said, I kind of feel like playing like Skyknight Vanguard and Phalanx Tactics is kind of like putting some kind of mediocre cards in our deck to make cards that are already okay better. I feel like I would like to try some copies of this in the Naya build. This format's slow enough that I think Paradise Druid is really worth exploring. Being able to play Feather on 3 and hold up protection for it, or play this on 3 and hold up protection for it, seems very good and has been good in the past. So I'd kind of like to explore this in a Naya shell without like these cards that are kind of cute without being individually good. With more time than money, what's the most efficient way to turn gems into packs? You're saying you have more time than money and winning all your matches? Well, if you're good at limited, you get more value by doing drafts and sealed, I believe. But I don't actually know that for sure, and I hate limited. So like optimal getting cards and most bang for your buck, you probably want to Google around and ask other places, because I just buy a bunch of packs at the start of every set. All right, at any rate, we are going to roll on into some standard for the rest of the day. So again, the plan for the Arena streams this week is to do one historic deck to start and a number of standard decks after. We're going to kick off today with some mono white devotion aggro yet again here. I'm going to hit a quick ad roll while I get everything switched over to this. We'll be back in just 3 minutes with some standard here on Arena. Thanks for hanging out today, folks. Looks like you get a double sub message. Thank you for the 21 months, Nick. Welcome back.